Hello students. So in previous class we had seen about the PHP constants and variable scope. So today's class we can look into the PHP string literals. First of all, a string literal is the notation for representing a string value within the text of a computer program. In PHP, strings can be created with single quote, double quote or using the here doc or the now doc syntax. So this is might be the new word for you, here doc and a now doc syntax. So here you can see the example for the double string and the double quotes and the single quotes. Okay, so you can see the example, that is question mark PHP $a equals PHP is in double quotes and $b equals Perl is in single quotes. So it will print A and B values. Okay, in this code example we create two string and assign them to a $a and $b variables. We print them with the echo keyword. The first string is created with the double quote delimiter, the second one with single quote. So now you might be coming to know how to use the double quotes and single quotes in a PHP, right? So now we can see the here doc or the now doc syntax. So the here doc is created with the triple tags, that is followed by a delimiting identifier, followed starting on the next line by the text to be quoted and then closed by the same identifier on its own line. So here you can see $str equals, I have used 3 less than symbol, then I have given the variable that is name, that is text, the value that is text, to print the line 1, line 2, line 3. Then I have entered the text. So echo $str, so the value will be of the text, that is line 1, line 2 and line 3. So here you can see the output. You can try this in your system, okay, system or in an online compiler of PHP. Okay, so this is how the here doc works. The now doc has one small difference, that is here while we are using the less than 3 symbols, we will use the single quotes for the particular text string. Okay, a now doc is specified similar to your header doc, but now parsing is done inside a now doc. A now doc is identified with the symbol less than 3 sequences used for the header docs, but the identifier which follows is enclosed in single quotes. Okay, so here we will be using the single quotes for now docs. Okay, so here the same program you can see $str equals, the variable is $str equals, I had given the now doc, that is within a single quotes. Okay, then I have given the text, that is line 1, line 2, line 3 and I have entered that text. Okay, then echo $str, so the output will be the same, line 1, line 2, line 3. Between the text those particular values will be displayed. So this is how you will be using the string. One is single quote, double quote, then another one is heterodoc and now doc. In exam they might be asked the difference between heterodoc and now doc. Okay, so you should explain with a small example. Okay, next we can look into the string concatenation. There are two string operators. The first one is the concatenation operator, which returns the concatenation of its right and left arguments. So concatenation operator I have discussed in the first class, right? Dot operator, how we are using the dot and how we can access those values, right? So here also we can see those example. So the second is the concatenating assignment operator dot equals, which appends the argument on the right side to the argument on the left side. Okay, so here you can see the example for the concatenation operator, that is PHP echo PHP dot language. So the string value, that is PHP language, will be displayed in the output. Okay, we can use dot. Okay, next you can see how it use the concatenating assignment operator. Okay, PHP a equals Java I had given, then I have used $a dot equal languages. Echo $a means to print the a value. So output will be the Java language. So here you can see how the dot and assignment operator is being used. Okay. So this is about the concatenation operator and concatenating assignment operator. So what is an identifier? An identifier is the name by which we identify the variable, constant, arrays, functions, interfaces and the classes. Rules for naming the identifiers, that is, identifiers can be of any length and can consist of letters, numbers and underscores. So here the identifiers you had been same studied in other programming languages, even the C# also. The same points also you can write here. Okay, so identifier cannot begin with a digit. In PHP, identifiers are case sensitive. So $tire quantity is not the same as $tire QTY. So trying to use them interchangeably is the common programming error. So you should remember that identifiers are case sensitive in PHP programming languages. Okay, function names are an exception to this rule. Their names can be used in any case. A variable can have the same name as a function. This usage is confusing, however, and should be avoided. Also, you cannot create a function with the same name as another function. So, while you are creating the functions also, you should be careful in the PHP, the same naming functions. Okay. So, here also identifier is a case sensitive and an identifier where which identifies the variable, arrays, interfaces and classes and constants. Okay. So these are some of the rules for naming the identifiers. Next we can look into the type strength. PHP is called a weakly typed or dynamically typed language. In most programming languages, variable can hold only one type of data and that type must be declared before the variable can be used in a C. In PHP, the type of variable is determined by the value assigned to it. So as I told, by considering the value we will understand which data type we are using, right? So for example, when you create $total quantity and $total amount, their initial types were determined as follows. So you can see the variable total quantity has the integer value just 0, right? Then $total amount we have floating value 0.00. Okay, because you assign 0 as an integer to total quantity, this is now an integer type variable. Similarly, $total amount is now of type float. Okay. Strangely enough, you could now add a line to your script as follows. Total amount equals hello. So what will be happening? This will be the string value, right? The variable total amount will then be of type string. PHP changed the variable type according to what is stored in it at any given time. This ability to change the type transparently on the fly can be extremely useful. Remember, PHP automatically knows what data type you put into your variable. It returns the data with the same data type when you retrieve it from the variable. So this type, the data type I have already explained in the class, and even it is easy to understand, okay, in PHP. Next we can look into typecasting. The meaning of typecasting is to use the value of the variable with the different data type. In other words, typecasting is a way to utilize one data type variable into the different data type. Typecasting is the explicit conversion of data type because user explicitly defines the data type in which he wants to cast. We can cast the following data type variable in PHP, that is int, integer, cast to integer, bool, boolean, cast to boolean, and float double real can be cast to float, then string, cast to string, array, cast to array, object, cast to object, and unset, cast to the null. Okay. So here you can see the example, that is PHP x equals to y equals 4 where dump x bar x divided by y. So what will be happening? It will be dividing the value and it will produce the floating value output. And if we interchange that variable, that is y and x, then we will get 4 divided by 2 equals 2. So the output will be in. So if you want, you can write this comment line statements in your notes. Okay, you can try this program in your online compiler, PHP online compiler. So next one is the operator. So this is the easy concept for you. Okay, so operators are used to perform the operations on variable and values. Provides the set of operators for performing the arithmetic, relational, logical and string operation. So here PHP divides the operators in the following groups, that is arithmetic, assignment, comparison, increment or decrement, logical, string, array and conditional assignment operators. So you can write down this. If you know, you no need to write this concept. Okay, so next the additional operators had been added into the PHP. Under that, first one is error suppression operator. Okay, error suppression operator. In PHP, at symbol is defined as error control operator. When it is prefixed to any expression, any error encountered by PHP parse while executing it will be suppressed and the expression will be ignored. Okay, so for error suppression operator we will be using the at symbol. Okay, so here you can consider this example, so you will be you can be easily understood. Okay, so pretending at symbol to f open function expression suppresses the error message and statement itself is ignored. So here f open means the file open. Okay, to open a particular file we use the function f open. Okay, so php $fp equals f open no such file dot text. So we are trying to open the file name, that is no such file. Okay, so here you can see in place of f open function I didn't given the at symbol. Okay, so comma r echo third BCA. So here at down you can see when I run this program, third BCA PHP will be the text, but warning has been given, that is no such file or directory, right? So to avoid that you can give the at symbol. Okay, so here you can see the perfect output of this program, that is, see here I have used near to f open, that is at, so that the particular warning error will be not displayed in your output page. Okay, so you can see the same file I am trying to run, but the error, the warning message is not displayed. Okay, so for example at $a equals at 57 divided by 0, without the at operator this line generates a divide by 0 warning. With the operator includes the error is suppressed. So while using this at operator, it will be, the error will be hidden. Okay, so this is the use of error suppression operator. So for internals there will be the question, what is error suppression operator? Okay, the execution operator is really a pair of operators, a pair of backticks in fact. Okay, the backtick is not a single quotation mark, it is usually located on the same key as tilde symbol on your keyboard. PHP attempts to execute whatever is contained between the backticks as a command at the server's command line. The value of the expression is the out of the command. So this you might be had been used in your Linux also, right? So for example, under Unix like operating system you can use, that is $out equals ls minus la, right, to list all the files and list append the file. Okay, so echo out, so or equivalently on a Windows server, that is dir.c and $out. So this example you can mention for the execution operator. Okay, next one is type operator. There is one type operator instead of. This operator is used in object oriented programming, but we mention it here for completeness. The instance of operator allows you to check whether an object is an instance of a particular class, as in this. For example, class sample class, then you can see $myObject equals new sample class. We are creating the object for the sample class and we are using the if condition to check that sample class. Okay, if dollar my object instance of sample class, then echo, so that the output should be my object is an instance of a sample class. Okay, so you can see how the object is created. So while creating the object also you should use the dollar symbol. Okay, so next you can see the array operator. There are number of array operators. The array element operators enable you to access array elements. You can also use the this particular operator in some array context. Okay, so union, equality, identity, inequality and non-identity. So you can explain this operators in your notes. Okay, next, using the variable handling function, testing and setting the variable types. Most of the variable functions are related to the testing the type of the function. The two most general, that is get type and set type function. So get type function gets the type of the variable. Get type is a function that displays a data type. The set type function sets the type of a variable. The set type function changes the data type. So here get type function gets the type of the variable. Here it sets the type of the variable, right? And the get type function displays a data type, whereas in set type the function changes the data type. Okay, so here you can see the syntax of the get type, that is get type and variable name. So variable name means the passing the name of the variable. Okay, it can return the value, that is boolean, integer, double, string, array, object, resource and null. So here you can see the example, that is php a equals 100. So 100 is what type? Means the integer type, right? So you can see if I given the function echo get type $a, then it will return the data type of the $a value. Okay, if it is 100.20 and all, the output will be the floating point, right? Okay, so here this is about the get type. Next you can see the set type. So set type here we have variable comma type. Variable specifies the variable to convert and type specifies the type convert variable to. The possible types are like boolean, integer, float, double, string, array, object and null. So here you can see one small example how it is converting. Okay, so HTML PHP a equals 32, set type $a equals a comma integer. So now a will be the integer. Before it was string, now I had created it to the integer, because you can see the type I had given, that is integer, right? So variable is $a and integer is type there. So $b equals 32 is integer and set type I had given, that is string. So the 32 will be converted into the string value. Next, see, you can see I had given the boolean expression for $c equals true. So the set type $c is integer. So what will happen? The boolean data type will be converted to the integer, right? So this is how the particular set type and get type will work. Okay. So breaking out of a control structure, if you want to stop executing a piece of code, you can choose from 3 approaches depending on the effect you are trying to achieve. If you want to stop executing a loop, you can use the break statement as previously discussed in the section on switch. If you use the break statement in a loop, execution of the script will continue at the next line of the script after the loop. If you want to jump to the next loop iteration, you can instead use the continue statement. So you can use the break statement to break particular loop, or for if you want to continue the particular statement, you should use the continue keyword. Okay, if you want to finish executing the entire PHP script, you can use the exit. Okay, this approach is typically useful when you are performing the error checking. For example, you could modify the earlier example as follows, that is if $total quantity equals 0, echo you did not order any on the previous page, exit. So the call to exit stops the PHP from executing the remainder of the script. So this is how you are using the exit keyword for the if statement. Okay. Next, using declare. One other control structure in PHP, the declare structure is not used as frequently in day-to-day coding as the other construct. So the general form of this is declare, directive and the block of statements. Okay. This structure is used to set the execution directives for the block of the code, that is rules about how the following code is to be run. Currently, only two execution directives, that is ticks and encoding, have been implemented. You use the ticks by inserting the directive ticks equals n. It allows you to run a specific function every n lines of the code inside a code block, which is principally used for profiling and debugging. So using declare, you can use to run the entire code within the block of the statements. Okay. So here the encoding directive is used to set the encoding for a particular script, such as declare encoding equals UTF-8 and 8. In this case, the declare statement may not be followed by the code block if you are using the namespaces. Okay. So these are the important concept. Okay. One is error suppression operator, then using declare statement, using control statements, and if statement all I have already completed in your first second classes and all. Okay, so this ends your chapter 1. Okay.